Welcome to our Budokon Yoga Primary Series, Section 3. This section is called Pride. Begin in Seiza, kneeling position, and bring your awareness to your breath, noticing if you're holding any tension around the belly, the chest, or in any other parts in your body, the jaws, the neck, the shoulders, and see if you can soften a little bit into that space. Create a sensation of grounding, rooting through the tops of your feet, your shin, and then through the pelvic floor. And as you elongate your spine just a little bit longer, find a little bit more reach and expansiveness in your upper body. With that spaciousness, begin finding a little bit more depth and length in your breath. Soften all the way into your inhale and soft exhale, creating your very own pattern of breathing. Your eyes open. With your next exhale, right hand, left hand to the ground, symbolizing a triangle, and bow to the warrior in each of us. Us. Rising, bring the hands together in front of your heart. We bow in honor to the yogi within each of us. Namaste. And now with your next inhale, slightly arch, tilting the head back, fingertips to the ground. Now draw the chin all the way to the chest, shoulders drawing forward. Slide your hands all the way forward to the knees. Big flexion here. Hands sliding alongside your thighs as you begin finding another back bend here. Reach your arms behind you. Open the chest as you broaden across your collarbones. Chin draws to the chest. Arms reaching forward. Find your flexion again in the spine. Big cobra hood press. Find extension all the way into your fingertips. Begin circling the head from the right all the way over to the left side. Circling your upper trunk slightly from the right now to the left. Again, head circling left over to the right side. Allow that to translate deep into the body. Base your left hand behind you. Right arm reaches over the head. Bridge your hips forward. Begin opening up the side body. As you send your hips back, sweep your fingertips on the ground in a half circle. Base your right hand, left arm over the head as you bridge your hips forward. Lower the hips back towards the heels, both of your hands right in front of you. Send the hips forward as you hold your ankles with both of your hands. Big arch here, draw the chin to the chest, reverse. Shoulders drawing forward, rolling through the body. Reach your arms out in front and draw the knees all the way back towards the armpits, lowering the heels. And then as you come back into your squat again, still stay moving, stay fluid. Arms now circling over the head, side to side, shifting the weight into the right foot, left foot, Basing both of your hands again, fingertips to the ground, hips rising, slow and controlled, moving your head slightly side to side, swinging your upper body. Allow your fingertips to trace the ground from the left to the right, and then sweep them from the right all the way over to the left. Really feeling the fluidity in your upper body as you're rooting through your feet. Allowing the head now to really move freely. And now bring both of your hands behind your neck, interlace the fingers, and really feel how you're elongating yourself into that full extension. Both of your hands now reaching underneath your feet, palms facing up, shifting the weight a little bit more forward so you can give yourself a little massage with your toes right on the palms by the wrists. Now reach both of your hands right in front of you again, stack the shoulders, and now heel to toe, both of your feet closer together into forward fold. Start finding spinal undulations into a halfway lift. So bend the knees slightly, push the feet into the ground, rolling through the spine, halfway lift, find the extension, and from there soften. Belly to the thighs, arms are hanging free, and you begin now rolling up vertebra by vertebra all the way into standing Tadasana. Find your shoulders stacked over the hips, and from there reach your arms over the head, nice and long. Open the side body as you begin, also slightly arching back. Support your lower back with your hands, fingertips facing up, reaching behind. Now reverse, send the hips back, keep the spine long. Now bow the head, chin to chest, and rolling through the spine all the way back into your standing Tadasana. One more time, same body wave, rolling through the spine into extension, and send the hips back, arms reaching forward, left hand on the thigh as your right arm circles over the head, switching it out, right hand on the hip, left arm sweeps from the right all the way to the left. So finding big circular motions. Now standing back up, both of your arms over the head, index finger pointing up, sword mudra, send the hips back, and once more rolling through the spine into your back bend variations. Maybe you want to keep your hands by the hips to assist that transition, finding a little bit more depth here now. Bridging the hips forward, chest open, back line is fully engaged. Circle your arms to the side, keep them at the height of your shoulders to now find internal and external spirals in your shoulder girdle through your arms. Now reach your arms over the head and diving all the way back into a back bend here. Arms open like cactus arm variation, and then with the length in your spine, arms reaching all the way out to the side, sending the hips back. Stay active in your feet, hug the legs together, slowly diving forward into a forward fold. Spine softens, arms reach behind your legs, finding a deeper forward fold here. Notice your head is still very soft, free to move. Try to close the gap between your upper body and your thighs. Beautiful. Now both of your hands, reach them out in front. Sit a little lower into a narrow squat. Rock forward into the balls of your feet, and then slightly roll back into the heels like a chair pose. Hands back on the ground, reaching all the way out in front again. This time, palms flat on the ground to shift all the way into your fingertips, rocking forward and back, all the way into the heels. And now again, as your palms flatten firmly into the ground, spread your fingers wide, shifting forward. Maybe your feet even come off the ground to draw the heels to the sits bones. Now as you rock back into the heels, circle your wrists, little relief. Now again, into your fingertips. Find that 90-degree angle, strong and controlled. Soft landing back onto the feet, rocking back. Relief for the wrists. Circle them. And again, as your hands firmly plant on the ground, slide your legs all the way back and through Chaturanga, lower all the way down onto your belly, full prone position. Draw the knees forward, cobra roll. Straighten your arms, hips melting, rising through the crown of the head, chin to the chest. Big press into your cobra hood again, rolling through the spine into full extension. And now, one foot at a time, turning into your downward facing dog. In your down dog, bend the knees, gaze forward, loading it up to float into position 1, crossing the legs, crossing the feet. Now, work your way all the way through into your boat pose. As you lower your calves are parallel to the ground, demi-point the feet, spine is long, energetic through the fingertips. See if you can fully extend the legs. Keep reaching. Keep your lower trunk and upper trunk connected, drawing pubic bone all the way towards your navel. Now with your next exhale, slowly begin to lower upper trunk, lower trunk, simultaneously towards the ground. Lower back, shoulder blades, the heels, all touching the ground. As the back of the head touches, draw your hands alongside your midline, over the head, into full extension. Make sure your legs remain fully engaged. Demi-point the feet, lower back hugging into the floor, into the mat. Begin reaching the feet towards the ceiling, using the strength from the core, no momentum. Keep reaching the legs all the way over the head. If you can, toes touch either the floor or your hands. In Plow, make sure you still find a calm, balanced breath. With your next exhale, begin rolling forward, nice and controlled. No rush, no momentum. Into a squatted transition to then reach all the way forward, rising high onto the balls of the feet for iron footstool. Spine is long, energetic through your arms into your fingertips. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. And now, from your seated position, lower your hands towards the ground, lean into your fingertips, big cobra hood press. Keep leaning shoulders past the fingertips now. Draw the heels all the way up towards the sits bones for your crane. Make sure your arms are fully extended and then lower all the way back into the balls of your feet. Open the knees wide, rising, extending. Good long posture here for your tiptoe pose. Stay engaged through the pelvic floor. Don't sit your sits bones on your heels, but actually stay fully engaged. Glutes fire, opening the knees to the side. Hands in front of the chest, and now begin reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Follow your hands with the gaze. Finding your balance as you transition, arms reach forward. Draw the knees close together, rocking back into the heels. Finding your twisted chair to the right side. Left elbow at the outside of your right thigh. Stagging both of your elbows, right elbow facing up to the ceiling. Shift the weight into the right leg. Gaze down to the ground. Draw the left heel to the sits bone. Begin extending your arms, spreading them apart as your left leg reaches all the way behind you. Staying strong and deep in your front knee. As you find full spread and extension in your arms, left toes finding the ground, lower into your revolved lunge. Rising into a revolved warrior 2. Continue to circle your arms into warrior 2. Stay in that transition. Staying fluid through a horse stance, shifting back into your double block. Arms open, strong high block, low block. Deep into that left leg. Make sure you're rooted through both of your feet as your left hand reaches towards the ground, traveling through this deep and wide squat, turning the chest, the hips forward, shifting into your right leg, left arm extending and reaching out in front as your left leg extends back for revolved flying warrior. Make sure your hips remain closed and square. Demi-point through the left foot, reaching with your left arm. From here, begin bending both of your knees, drawing the left knee all the way forward into your chest, rising up. Posture here for your knee strike. Arms in front of your chest. Sword mudra. Demi-point in the left foot. Keep drawing the heel to the sits bones before you now extend the left leg out in front, leaning slightly back in your upper trunk, really reaching through the ball of your foot. Stay strong in your standing legs, square hips. Recoil now, left heel all the way back towards the sits bone. And now imagine yourself reaching as far forward and far back as you can into your warrior three. Also imagine yourself being right in between two walls. Keep your hips square. Balance through your standing leg. Falling warrior, swing it through. Turn, catch. Reaching towards the ground with your fingertips. Diving forward. Control and strong descent. All the way into your prone. Draw the knees forward, cobra roll, pubic bone to navel. Rolling through the spine, rising into your upward facing dog. Strong legs. Draw everything up towards the ceiling. Chin to the chest. Big cobra hood press now. Rolling through your spine into its extension. Turning one foot at a time to find back into your downward facing dog. Good. Finding your breath. Ready for your left side. Bend the knees, gazing forward. Strong float, either into your position one or floating all the way through into your boat pose. As your sits bones find the ground, long spine, engaging through your arms into your fingertips. Bend knees or fully extended legs, demi-point, hugging the legs towards each other. Upper trunk, lower trunk connected through your drawing. Pubic bone to the navel. Keep that pelvic tilt as you begin to lower upper trunk, lower trunk simultaneously towards the ground. Don't lose any connection here of your front line engagement. Lower back, shoulder blades, heels, finding the ground, back of the head. Reach your arms over the head. Make sure that you still stay fully engaged through the legs, hugging them towards each other, demi-pointing the feet. Lower back also hugging into your mat. Still keeping that same front line engagement as you begin reaching your legs up towards the ceiling and then reaching all the way towards your fingertips to find plow. Make this transition as slow as you possibly can. I like a count of 10, if not even 15, to really emphasize the strength that is coming through your core. From your plow, setting yourself up to roll forward into your iron footstool. Slight bend in the knees. Rolling through a little squatted position. Use your hands if necessary. Find yourself rocking all the way into the balls of the feet. Come high. Sitting low into iron footstool. Your quads parallel to the ground into that variation of a horizontal squat. Arms reaching to then lower. Plant your hands firmly onto your mat. Big press into your cobra hood, shifting your shoulders past your fingertips, rising into your straight arm crane. Demi-point in the feet, heels drawing to the sits bones. Find the breath and slowly lower back into Pradasana. Onto the balls of the feet. Then find your posture. Draw your hands in front of your heart. Gazing forward. Remember to not sit on your heels, but actually fire from your pelvic floor to have a little space in between sits bones and heels. Gaze to your fingertips and begin reaching the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Challenge your balance as you then extend your arms all the way out in front. As you draw your knees closer together, hugging them to rock all the way back into the heels for your twisted chair on the left side. Taking a moment here to sit deeply into it, finding length throughout your whole spine, gazing towards the ground. Shift the weight into the left leg. Right heel begins to draw towards the sits bones as you begin extending your arms, spreading them apart. Staying strong and deep in your front knee. Arms keep reaching apart as your right leg keeps extending back. Right toes touching the ground, sitting deeper into that revolved lunge. Rising into revolved warrior two. Circle your arms, open the hips into your warrior two. Continue to transition, arms circle, horse stance, shifting all the way back into your double block, sitting deep into arms straighten, pushing them apart. Now from here, right hand towards the ground, sit low into your squat. Transition forward into your left leg, square the hips, chest reaches forward, right arm reaches forward. As your right leg extends back, revolved flying warrior. Gazing forward over your right hand. Imagine carrying a sword in your hand. Reaching all the way through your demi-point in the right leg. As you bend the right knee, draw the knee towards the chest. Posture up for your knee strike. Working on getting your right leg as close as possibly towards your chest to close the gap between thigh and upper body. Right leg now extending all the way out in front. Demi-point, reaching through the ball of the foot. Lean slightly back, keep your posture gazing forward, square hips, recoil. Right heel to the sits bones. And now extending forward and back. So reaching all the way into your fingertips, gazing over your hand, over your sword, square the hips, extending through the right ball of your foot in your warrior three. Falling warrior, swing the leg through, turn and catch. Find a point right in front of you, sliding your hands on the ground, and with strength, grace, lower yourself all the way down into your full prone. Draw the knees forward. Strong cobra roll here to finish. Pubic bone to navel. Keep your elbows close to your upper body as you roll through your spine. Hips lower, arms straighten. Crown of the head reaches. Strong legs. Bow the head, chin to the chest. Cobra hood press to roll all the way through into the extension. To turn one foot at a time into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, gazing forward, floating all the way through into your boat pose. Demi-point, strong here, lower upper body, lower trunk, simultaneously towards the ground. Finding supine, reach your arms over the head. Demi-point in the feet, strong legs, hug them towards each other, lower back hugging towards the mat, reaching the legs all the way over the head. Plow. From plow, rolling forward through your squat, iron footstool. Rising high, make sure you stay quads parallel to the ground, reaching the palms of the hand towards the ground, lean into your fingertips, big press into your crane. Arms straight. And your feet find the ground again, opening the knees, Pradasana. Long spine, knees open. Pelvic floor engages, hovering the sits bones off the heels. Gaze towards the fingertips, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. And front, draw the knees together, rocking back into the heels. Twist the chair on the right side. Shifting the weight into your right leg. Arms extending and spreading, left leg extending back. As your toes find the ground, circle yourself up into a warrior two, horse stance, double block. Left hand towards the ground through your squat. Turn the chest forward. Begin reaching all the way forward and back into a revolved flying warrior. Bend the knee. Draw the knee towards the chest. Find your posture here in your knee strike. Left leg extending. Really reaching through the ball of the foot into your demi point. Recoil. And extending forward and back into warrior 3. Square hips, demi point, gazing forward, falling warrior, swing and turn and catch. Find the ground, lower yourself, strong and controlled into your cobra hood. Rising, cobra roll, upward facing dog, chin to the chest, big press. Rolling through the spine, 1 foot at a time, turns downward facing dog. As soon as you get into your down dog, bend the knees, gaze forward for your sit through. All the way into your boat pose. Long spine, extending through the legs, upper body, lower trunk, finding the ground. Simultaneously reach your arms over the head, followed by the legs, finding plow. Take your time as you reach the feet over the head. From here, in your plow, rolling forward through your squat into iron footstool. Make sure you stick that. Holding here, quads parallel to the ground, then reach the hands, finding the floor, big press to rise up into your crane. Lower the legs and the feet back to the ground, opening the knees wide. Finding your posture, Pradasana here. Arms connected in front of your chest, index fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Follow with your gaze, arms extending, draw them forward. Knees together, rocking back into the heels. Find your twisted chair on the left side. Gazing down to the ground, shifting the weight into the left leg. Right heel towards the sits bones. Spread your arms wide. Reach your right leg back. Toes find the ground. Circle up through a warrior 2 into your double block. Right hand reaching towards the ground through a squat, shifting into the left leg. Now extending forward and back. Square hips, revolved flying warrior. Draw the knee towards the chest. Find your posture, knee strike. Right leg now extending out. Reaching through the ball of the foot in the demi point. Recoil. Extending the right leg back. Keeping your hips square. Reach your arms out in front. Gaze is forward. Swing the right leg through. Turn, catch, finding your balance. Sweep your fingertips on the ground. Lower down in one piece through Chaturanga, down onto your belly prone, rolling into upward facing dog. Rising, chin to the chest, big press, into your cobra hood. Rolling through your spine, into full extension, turning 1 foot at a time, down dog. Last round, guys. We have one more. Bend the knees, gazing forward, floating all the way through into your boat pose. Demi point, strong here, lower, upper body, lower trunk, simultaneously towards the ground. Finding supine, reach your arms over the head. Demi point in the feet, strong legs, hug them towards each other, lower back hugging towards the mat, reaching the legs all the way over the head. Plow. From plow, rolling forward through your squat, iron footstool. Rising high, make sure you stay quads parallel to the ground, reaching the palms of the hand towards the ground, lean into your fingertips, big press into your crane. Arms straight, and your feet find the ground again, opening the knees, Pradasana. Long spine, knees open. Pelvic floor engages, hovering the sits bones off the heels. Gaze towards the fingertips, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. And front, draw the knees together, rocking back into the heels. Twist the chair on the right side. Shifting the weight into your right leg. Arms extending and spreading, left leg extending back. As your toes find the ground, circle yourself up into a warrior 2, horse stance, double block. Left hand towards the ground through your squat. Turn the chest forward. Begin reaching all the way forward and back into a revolved flying warrior. Bend the knee. Draw the knee towards the chest. Find your posture here in your knee strike. Left leg extending, really reaching through the ball of the foot into your demi-point. Recoil and extending forward and back into warrior 3. Square hips, demi-point, gazing forward, falling warrior, swing and turn and catch. Find the ground, lower yourself, strong and controlled into your cobra hood. Rising, cobra roll, upward facing dog, chin to the chest, big press. Rolling through the spine, 1 foot at a time, turns downward facing dog. As soon as you get into your down dog, bend the knees, gaze forward for your sit through, all the way into your boat pose. Long spine, extending through the legs, upper body, lower trunk, finding the ground. Simultaneously reach your arms over the head, followed by the legs, finding plow. Take your time as you reach the feet over the head. From here, in your plow, rolling forward through your squat into iron footstool. Make sure you stick that. Holding here, quads parallel to the ground, then reach the hands, finding the floor, big press to rise up into your crane. Lower the legs and the feet back to the ground, opening the knees wide. Finding your posture, Pradasana here. Arms connected in front of your chest, index fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Follow with your gaze, arms extending, draw them forward, knees together, rocking back into the heels. Find your twisted chair on the left side. Gazing down to the ground, shifting the weight into the left leg, right heel towards the sits bones. Spread your arms wide, reach your right leg back, toes find the ground, circle up through a warrior 2 into your double block. Right hand reaching towards the ground through a squat, shifting into the left leg. Now extending forward and back, square hips, revolved flying warrior. Draw the knee towards the chest. Find your posture, knee strike. Right leg now extending out, reaching through the ball of the foot in the demi-point. Recoil, extending the right leg back, keeping your hips square. Reach your arms out in front. Gaze is forward. Swing the right leg through, turn, catch, finding your balance. Sweep your fingertips on the ground. Lower down in one piece through Chaturanga, down onto your belly prone, rolling into upward facing dog. Rising, chin to the chest, big press, into your cobra hood. Rolling through your spine, into full extension, turning 1 foot at a time, down dog. Find your breath. See if you already here can calm it down. Slowly bending the knees, turning the knees to the right side, lowering onto the left hip as you allow your whole upper trunk to find the ground. Gazing with the head turned to the left side. Spread your arms wide, like in the T shape. Now your right leg. Find a gentle back step to find a little bit more opening now through the right side body. Little twist. And then find yourself back, both legs together. Press yourself up through your down dog. Little extension here in the back line. Bending the knees, turning them towards the left, landing on your right hip. And then melt your upper body all the way back onto the floor. Extending both of your arms out. See if you can really allow your chest to sink into the mat as you find that rotation. Now gazing to the left as you back step your left leg behind you. Finding a little bit more opening through the side body, front line. And eventually stepping the leg forward. Thighs connecting again, feet connecting. Bring your hands closer and push yourself back up into your downward facing dog. Opening the feet slightly wider. And then now here, walk your hands back into your squat. Reach your arms behind. Fingertips facing each other. And then sit right onto your wrists, your forearms, and massage yourself to find opening through the wrists after the flexion and all the pushing and pressing. This is a nice little opening here. Arms reaching out in front, lower the knees. And now walk your hands all the way forward for happy puppy pose. Really allowing the chest to melt towards the ground. A little arch in the back. And if you like, find a little bit of movement before you sit all the way back onto the heels. Little press to sit your legs through, and then find extension, really reaching again through the feet, balls of the feet, dorsiflexion here. And now reach for the feet with your hands. Catch the legs and see if you can find a little bit of a forward fold here. I always encourage you to stay actually in motion instead of forcing yourself into a shape. And now eventually from your forward fold, begin rolling yourself all the way onto your back. Back of the head finds the ground. Opening your arms to the side. Slide your legs wide. Feeling a certain heaviness, grounding quality to invite you into your Shavasana. And finding your breath, draw the knees closer in. Once more, getting really small. And then choose a side to turn to. Taking another moment here, resting. And help yourself back up into a seat. Seiza, cross-legged. To close out the practice with a brief meditation, anchoring back into your seat, rooting through your lower trunk, and at the same time reaching, finding expansiveness in your upper trunk. Notice a breath, and then immediately allow to find its very natural, intuitive pattern. Allow yourself to soften into your seat. Soft belly. Relax the shoulders. Focus inward. Begin tuning one last time back into your breath. Taking a deeper inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth. Finding a little bit more length again through the spine, crown of the head reaching as you root through the pelvis and the shins, top of the feet into the earth. Eyes open, right hand, left hand. We bow to the warrior within each of us, the warrior who fights for people, places, things that can be changed. Together we rise. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And here we symbolize and bow in honor of the yogic quality, the one who is in resolution, peace, and ease with people, places, and things we can change.